What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Collective Comics and the Lights Comics Action Podcast. This is episode number 4 that we're seeing here. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. We got the homie Jake here, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. We got a couple things that we're talking about, like what happened this past week that I've been super excited for.
Yep.
I've been waiting for months.
And we got Wakanda Forever coming up soon, so we're going to kind of talk about being excited for that and what we expect and what we think is going to happen a little bit. And I also found this outside, so if you want to just throw this on.
Whoa, yeah, we got some merch now, guys.
Lights Comics Action merch, y'all.
I'm so hyped on this, dude. I'm so stoked. We got the Collective Comics coin.
Yep, the coin,
as well.
The flipping coin that the intro of some of our other videos. We got that. They're available on white shirts and black shirts, both of them. So you can get this on a white shirt. You can get the coin on black or white. They're crew necks like he's got on now. I don't know if there's hoodies yet, but we can get hoodies.
We can do it.
We can look into. We're waiting to get approved for big sizes, so that's why we went through Bonfire. So if you see the Bonfire link in the description below, you can grab your own merch. But we went with Bonfire because we just had so much luck with them. I used them for Jungle J as well, and you can get big sizes, tall sizes, which I like because I wear tall sizes. So, we can get it. We've heard nothing but good things about the stuff that I got from Jungle J, and people ordered. This stuff came in super cool. So, I mean,
it's like surprisingly soft.
Yeah. That's what I kept hearing from my Jungle J merch too. People are like ordered T-shirts and stuff, and they're like, "This is like the softest T-shirt I've ever got." I'm like, "Cool, like
right.
Bonfire's dope." Then,
yeah, Bonfire is really cool. I'm really surprised.
I've used things like Spreadshirt before, and I've used some other stuff, and it wasn't as consistent, or they didn't have big sizes. It was just kind of your standard like run-of-the-mill shirt, and it wasn't like super soft. It was kind of stiff, and I've loved Bonfire ever since I started using them. So when we went and started getting our on-demand stuff, we're definitely going through Bonfire. We have some other ideas for like shorter runs of prints and stuff, but we'll get into that soon, But we're on the podcast, Lights Comics Action. And then we got the Collective Comics coin here as well, so it's pretty dope. I like them. For
our audio listeners that didn't get to watch what just happened, Jake threw the shirt on me, blew my jacket off, and I don't have my jacket on that I had on before, and now I have my Lights Comics Action crew neck on.
Yes.
It's black with the purple and blue and pink logo. Dude, it's cool. It's cool. And then we got the white Collective Comics coin.
I say a lot.
Me too.
But we are on the podcast. We got a couple things to get into today like we were talking about before. We do have another draft today that we're doing. We're doing villains today. But beyond that, I mean, what are we starting with here?
I want to start with this since you got me the shirt.
What is this?
This is a gift to you.
Early Christmas.
A little bit. I kind of told you about it.
Oh, yeah, Spider-Woman.
Here, we'll open it up. There it is.
Spider-Woman 7.
The King in Black in the story arc and everything that's going to help you complete your collection of the King in Black. I know that's like one of your favorite stories.
We're doing King in Black book breakdowns. I read 1 through 5 of the King in Black series. It does cover other things like Spider-Woman and Venom and some other stuff, but I started with the King in Black series. So if you haven't caught our book breakdowns, we have a couple of those. This is coming out next week, so that'll be third. We'll be on the third of the 5. Which comes out tomorrow if you're listening to this on Wednesday when it comes out. But this book is so cool. I'm excited to get into like books 4 and 5 because like some crazy stuff happens with Venom and
Brock. We'll just leave it at that.
I'll tell you, crazy stuff happens with Thor's hammer, and I'm not going to tell you what or who or why or how or anything like that, but if you are interested, thank you so much for getting this for me. That cover is awesome.
I honestly didn't know I had it. I was on Whatnot, and I came across it, and I was about to put it up, and I was like, this is Jake's. This is for Jake. You know, like I was like, that's his.
I appreciate it.
I saw King in Black. I like start buying like chunks of collections and stuff like that. So sometimes I forget what I have, and when I saw that, I was just like, you know, that's not getting thrown up there. You know?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
That's cool. With the dragon on the cover and everything.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, if you want to hear me rant and talk about how much I like King in Black, go check out the book breakdowns, because basically got 5 weeks to talk about how much I like that book and the art and everything else. So go check those out. Something else happened this week that you've been excited about. I think we're going to jump straight into that. We got Deadly Duo.
We got Joker, or Batman and the Joker, Deadly Duo.
Yes.
I keep flipping that up. I always say Joker, Batman for some reason.
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, but the title, I know somebody's going to...
Joker is a little bit cooler than Batman, in my opinion, but... so
There's no Joker without Batman, and there's no Batman without Joker. And
but I mean, hey, I'm fine with putting Joker first.
I agreed. You know, I can't
yeah.
not, you know. I waited for the first print for 10 years of The Killing Joke, and I finally got it. So that was, you know, Joker holds a special place in my heart.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Which I feel like the villain drafts the first pick might go. We'll see what
you
happens.
already are predicting.
We'll see what happens in the draft, because
right.
as you know, if he picks somebody, I can't pick him, and if I pick somebody, he can't pick him. So the covers are cool. There's a bunch of variants too. The variants are really cool. We did cover Deadly Duo in last week's pull list because just of how excited you were. It was your spec book of the week last week. We do put some of the variants up in there. This seems like a really cool book. I haven't read it yet. I don't think you could wait another day to read it. You read the whole thing last night, right?
Yeah. I mean, I had to. You know, it was one of those that I couldn't stop reading. And then right at the end, the only thing that I disliked about it is that right at the end is when it started getting good. So I have to go back for issue 2.
Of course.
But we got those on order.
Do we know how many are in this series?
I believe 7.
7?
We got 7 issues in the series. This is going to be a crazy book. Not that anything's super crazy. Basically, the synopsis kind of covered what happened in this book.
The first book, yeah.
Yeah, for like to the T, you know, but now they opened up some cool stuff to be able to get into. Like we in the synopsis, we got the piece of Jim Gordon. Yeah. It's his thumb that was delivered to Batman.
You like walked into my house today and you were like, I need book 2.
Yeah. I was like, I want it now. Yeah. You know, it's only gonna be a couple weeks, you know, but I want it now. You know, I feel like Veruca Salt and Willy Wonka. I want it now.
I feel like that's like the cool thing about comics, and also the bad thing about comics. It's kind of like the same thing as like a 20-minute show as opposed to like a 2-hour movie. Is like, all right, what's the next episode? When's the next book coming out? It's easy to get through them because there are only like 20, 30 pages kind of in there. So like you can get through them in a day, but like you're just ready for the next one. And they do leave you on those cliffhangers and you're like, to be continued. Like, why?
Right.
I think that's like the coolest part about me reading King in Black the way I did is like, I got all 5 books and I literally could not stop reading 1 through 5. I just sat there on my tablet, just like next, you know?
Right.
And I couldn't even imagine if 1 through 7 came out right now, you'd still be at home reading, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, 100%. Yeah. If 1 through 7 of this came out right now, I would have read 1 through 7.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You would be still just.
I'd be emailing DC like telling them like, you have to bring this back, like please bring back like another story arc, like tie this in, make a movie, do something like.
Yeah.
This was a really cool one. You know, I like the art in it a lot. We got, that Mark Silverstreet story. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Being more of the movie guy and going on another deep dive of all the animated movies lately, this is one I definitely would love to see in at least an animated,
yeah.
I think I would prefer it in an animated movie, honestly, at this point, because just everything going on with the DC universe and everything in like their live actions and everything, I would love to see an animated movie of that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when that, because it's gonna come out in like a hard cover, like 1 through 7. It has to, right?
Oh yeah, they're gonna do a volume or something. I'm gonna go 100% hardcover.
Yeah.
Get the collector's issue.
I might just wait on buying them and just read them digitally or something, and then just grab that hardcover.
I got them.
That yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I get to look at the covers and I get to look at everything that you're buying, and then I'll buy that hard book and I'll throw it on the shelf, you know?
Yeah,
Because that's gonna be a cool one.
I'm very excited for that. I was very surprised. I made a mistake in one of our videos saying Jim Lee.
Oh yeah,
did a variant. I don't know. I think I just got used to talking about Batman.
Yeah,
and
Jim Lee has some of the coolest DC covers, variants, you know, and you know,
for them to not have him on this, I was just like, what are they doing? They're probably gonna have him on issue 7 or something.
But I think Capullo did a bunch of these, and his covers are super cool.
I think he did a couple covers of these. I think it's Batman Spawn or Spawn. Batman Spawn is the correct way to do it. Batman Spawn. I think he did a lot of.
I think he did like 3 or 4 variants for Deadly Duo too.
Yeah,
and they're all so cool. I was kind of upset they didn't have the cover I wanted. There's a Harley Quinn cover, and then it comes in like a Virgin variant too, and I was like, that's the one I want. If they have it, I'll grab it.
Right. There's a Virgin that I want of like the Joker wearing Batman's mask, like laughing,
really?
and I want that one so bad.
I don't know. I had to have seen it because I put all the.
I think you put it in the pull list, and that's when I first realized it. And I was like, why didn't I order that one? And
sometimes when I'm editing, I just start seeing. Like, I'm just in like muscle memory.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Looking for transients in the audio. Boom, 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 boom. I'll have to go back and watch.
Yeah, watch it. Watch it, dude. It's the
I'm
art
too
is
busy
pretty
listening to our podcast.
Right.
I listen to our podcast probably more than a healthy amount, but I like
and everything.
Yeah. I'll like some episodes though. I go back and I'll listen to it like in my car driving. I forget that that's our podcast.
Me too.
And it's like this is. I
was like, I already talked
podcast.
about this.
Yeah.
Like, this is cool.
Our podcast did something similar to this podcast.
Right.
Oh, this is Lights Comics actually.
Yeah.
I feel like it's weird, but I do like our podcast. There's not. I'm like the type of like creator that hates everything that I do too. So like. All the music I've ever put out, I'll finish like a DJ set. I used to play in bands and do like concerts and shows, and that set was bad. I missed this one note 30 minutes ago, and I remember it. And I thought about it for the rest of the set, or like this transition was weird, or I wish I had a different kick drum in this song, or you know. And I put things out and I forget about it because I'm on to the next thing, and I'm like, how can I do it better next time? But like. I feel like the stuff that we're doing here is like, I just like it a lot, you know, and this has been like super cool to do.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a lot of like thought. I mean, of course, thought has to go into it, you know, but not a lot of stressing and really having to like...
it hits different.
yeah, exactly.
And it's like, I mean, that's why we started this in the first place too, you know, because like, this is what we would have done to like more decompress, and we were having these conversations and we're like talking about Deadly Duo and we're talking about what's coming out, and then going to comic shops. Like it's almost like in our schedule now, we go to the comic shop once a week, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we see what's out, see the covers, see what they're doing, see what they got going on, and then we just spend the whole day filming and talking about the stuff that we like. And you know, the stress comes a little bit more on the backside with the editing and like coming up with something next week, but honestly, a lot of it, we're getting to the point now where like, we're just having conversations. So like trim the beginning, trim the end, put a couple of transitions, and we're done.
Yeah.
And
so it's not as stressful, and it's just, it's more fun than anything.
So like the Deadpool stuff, I've talked about Deadpool for like 3 or 4 videos now. And it's just like, that's what's going on in my head right now in this world. You know what I mean? And I DJ'd as Deadpool, and now Deadpool 1 came out this week, so I went and picked up Deadpool 1, and then they had a matching short box for it, so I got a new short box. And you know, it's like cool stuff like that like I probably wouldn't have been able to experience in the same way if we weren't doing this. You know what I mean? And like,
but you would almost be doing it anyways,
right?
You know, but now it's another reason.
And then like now we got a place to talk about it, and I got somebody to talk about it with, and you know what I mean? It's cool. So
Fun.
I don't know why I just went on that rant about just liking what we're doing, but
because it's fun.
It's a podcast, and
that's what we do.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a lot of fun.
And it's still new, you know, so, you know, maybe in 2 years, and if we're still doing this, maybe I won't be having as much fun.
Right.
But I mean, we've been doing comics, we've been watching movies, I've been doing all that stuff for years too. So
yeah.
And then I'd try to get my wife to talk about it with me, or you know, I'd be like talking to a friend and be like, "Yo, did you see this?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh.
Or one of my friends was asking me about She-Hulk, and that was before it ended or whatever, talking about She-Hulk and Moon Knight again, I guess, unapologetically. But he's like, "Is She-Hulk worth watching?" He hadn't started it, and we were about 3/4 of the way through the season. I was like, honestly, it's a little slow. I like it, but if I totally understand if you wouldn't like it, if you don't like this type of show, don't watch it. If you think you'll be into it, check it out. And then he's like, "Oh, okay, maybe I'll watch it. I don't know yet." And I was like, Moon Knight came out, and I loved that. That's probably one of my favorite like Marvel shows of the year. And he's like, "Oh, I watched that. I didn't like it. I hated that." I was like, "All right, cool."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
wow.
I mean, everybody's different and everybody likes different stuff, but it was just, you know, interesting, something that I liked so much. And, you know, it's just like, because we used to have a YouTube channel together too, and we used to talk about all this stuff. So like a lot of times we'll like similar stuff, but then just to have him have like the complete opposite reaction to something like that was like kind of like, oh, okay.
Right.
You know. But
which is that's kind of interesting. You know, I think what that has to do with is the second somebody has to learn a new character and really learn the character, because you have to know what's going on with Moon Knight, you know, and almost kind of the same thing with Spawn, to understand Spawn,
right,
and understand that kind of stuff. And I feel like it's the second that you don't give it that chance, because in that first episode it was slow.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I had a lot of questions. So like in that first episode, it's almost an hour long. I could see exactly how people would drop off right after that. And I don't get this. I don't understand this. How do you say it's such a great show?
Yeah.
Just keep watching, you know.
It's definitely like more of a thinking show too. Like it's not
at first.
It's not like some of these other ones where it's just constant like action. It's not like constant action. Like some of it you got to think a little bit. You know
it's like kind of like Game of Thrones.
A little bit,
you know, because you have to learn it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just jump in the middle of any season of Game of Thrones. You can be like,
especially this last one that just ended.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've watched it, but
no,
there were. I think it was.
I haven't gotten there yet.
I don't remember how many episodes. It was like 7, 8 episodes ish, and then there were like 3 like 10-year time jumps in amongst it. So like, if you watch like the first episode, and then for some reason somebody was watching like the 4th episode, and you just happen to catch it, you'd be like, is this the same show? It wouldn't have looked like the same show at all, you know, like at the beginning they're like teenagers, and then all of a sudden they have kids and they're grown, and like it's like, what is happening? So without actually paying attention and getting every episode, like even there were times like
you kind of have to know the characters and then know that this is before,
right?
You know,
there were times in the episode like me and my wife watched it together and be like, okay, so who's that? This person, okay, that person aged weird. That person didn't age at all.
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, so, but if you look at it, you're like, okay, a 14-year-old jumping 10 years is way different than a 30-year-old jumping 10 years. You know, like, I feel like 30 to 40, you look similar, but then if you went from 12 to 22, you're totally different. You know what I mean? And went through 2 pregnancies in that time frame, or, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, and that's how it was, and you just kind of had to figure it out. And then finally somebody would say somebody's name, you'd be like, oh, that's who that is.
There it is.
Oh, that's that person, that's that person.
But if you didn't watch Game of Thrones, you're not going to really know.
Well, you have no idea.
And who they become and any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, especially, I think it's weirdest for me because, like, it was the same season and there was, like, these huge time jumps in the middle. You know, because, like, you're kind of used to, like, here's season 1. All right, season 2 is 20 years in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, like you set that up. I'm attached to these characters now in a way that, like, okay, that makes sense to me or whatever. But there's want to be like, okay, see, episode 1, episode 2, episode 3 is 10 years later, 4, 5. Oh, this is there, but it's happening on this in this kingdom. And okay, like this person was burned alive in the last episode, but now it's 10. It's like, okay. But, you know, they did it in a cool way that, like, if you were watching and you were paying attention, like, everything made sense. You know what I mean?
They did it in a cool way to draw you in and make that question happen, to make you go back and watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and it's almost like we got, like, 2 or 3, like, mini seasons instead of, like, one.
There's like 4 story arcs technically kind of going on in different time periods and stuff. I haven't finished it. I haven't watched it. I still haven't finished all the seasons of Game of Thrones, yet alone House of Dragon. You know, I don't want to watch it because I know, I know that's what's going to happen, and I know I'm going to have all these questions. I feel like I could probably realistically jump into it. But
I will say, after watching both of them, you could watch this season and not really know anything about the whole other show. Because this season of House of the Dragon is like 100, I want to say it's 180, 178. It's like a number. But it's like 180 years before Game of Thrones started.
Okay.
So, like, most of the things that even set Game of Thrones in motion yet, we haven't even seen in this yet. We're building up to that point.
Okay.
Because this might be a spoiler for somebody, but not really. So Game of Thrones started to take effect after the Mad King went crazy and killed a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. So what House of the Dragon is, it's like this. The first season, the first episode is like 178 years before the Mad King became king. So like, we're kind of seeing. I think this is just. We're seeing everything build up till the Mad King, and I'm guessing like I think that's why there's so many time jumps, is because they're trying to like cover 180 years in however many seasons they're going to do. I haven't even looked to see how many seasons they're going to have yet.
Or like what they have released and then what they're going to continue doing. Like,
you know, if a season happened over the course of a year, and you'd have to have 178 seasons to get to where you're going. So I think this first season covered like 30 years or something like that. So, so now we're like 158 years, and then next season we'll get into whatever we're getting into. So yeah, moral of the story, you could watch this and not really know anything about Game of Thrones, like the core series. Mm-hmm. There's certain things where it's like, they'll talk about like something about the king needs to know about the winter coming from the north or something like that. Okay. Like, oh, that's that happened in the show. But if you haven't seen the show, it's like, oh, I wonder what they're talking about. That's fascinating. Like stuff like that. They don't make it so you have to know everything from the show or anything really, because it's so far ahead of them. Okay. Realistically, these characters don't know anything about that show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, but like I said, I feel like that's the reason, like, why somebody wouldn't grab it, you know, as far as Moon Knight, you know, going back to Moon Knight. You know, I understand, especially if you didn't catch it in the first episode. Yeah. But if you were to keep watching, tell him to keep watching. Just finish first season.
I think he finished the whole series.
He? Wow.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I'm the same way with Loki. You know, a lot of people loved Loki. I don't know if I talked about this in a previous podcast or not, but like, Loki was not really for me. I wasn't like a huge fan of Loki. Like, I can acknowledge that it's a good show and like the storyline makes sense and like all that stuff, like from like the standpoint of a show, or a movie or whatever. Like, I like it, but like, I was like, I think it could have been this, or it could have been cooler. I'm also not like a big, like, that story isn't like super interesting to me. And then like the Watcher and stuff that happened in that was like, all right, I'm cool without that.
I feel like one of those Marvel that we didn't need, you know, necessarily.
But then, I mean, it does explain some of the other, you know, I feel like that's like a character that was created to be like, oh, that's the reason this happened, or the reason this timeline. And, you know, they kind of introduced some more of the multiverse, you know what I mean? And there's people watching the timeline to make sure things go steady. And, you know, that was like a cool thing. But then like I don't remember the guy's name, the guy at the end, the bald guy who was like watching over the whole universe, like Cantu or
I forget right now.
Anyways, yeah, I was the same way with Loki. So like everybody was like liking Loki. People say Loki is the best Marvel show ever made, and blah blah blah, all this stuff. I'm like, really? Like, I didn't see that, but
right. But so, is that your first pick for? No, I'm joking. You know, for this week's draft.
Don't look at my list.
I didn't. I was looking at the schedule.
I'm really
here.
not that concerned.
I didn't
about
even see. I think you're concerned.
I don't. Honestly, my list. We can jump straight into the draft if you're ready.
I think we're about ready. I don't know.
Other than my first pick, which I feel like is kind of a given. I don't know if it's a given for you or not, but other than my first pick, which I was kind of, he's going to pick this. You know what I mean? Other than that, I don't think we'd have a similar list, really.
No, because you want to know my list is? My one pick. That I have, ready to go.
Yeah.
I have two ready to go, but...
Really?
Yeah.
So, all right, getting into the draft. We did a hero draft last week. We're going to do villains this week. It's 1 through 5. If he picks somebody, I can't pick him. So last week he picked Spider-Man first pick. If you haven't seen the whole draft, go check it out. But
it's pretty cool.
He picked Spider-Man first pick, so I couldn't pick Spider-Man after that. And then I picked Deadpool, and he can't, so on and so forth. We're going to try a little bit different thing this week, and I think we're going to come back to last week's picks and do it with them as well. We got a D20 here. So this is, I didn't really want to get into like stat sheets because I don't want to pick my hero based on the stats. I want to pick my heroes and then, you know, how
flip the chances,
the
you know,
dice may roll whatever it may. So like I said last week, like if you picked Black Adam and I picked Hawkeye and I roll an 18 and Black Adam rolls a 2, like Hawkeye just beat the hell out of Black Adam. And I think it's kind of funny that way too, because like Black Adam would never lose to Hawkeye. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I think it also plays into like, all right, your first pick is your first pick. Like whoever I pick in my first pick is going against his first pick. So, you know, do you want
Well, it depends on how it goes. We got a coin now.
Yeah, the coin is we're going to flip a coin to see who goes first. But like with the picks, you know, some kind of strategy. Do I want to put a big heavy hitter later in the list? But I mean, still the dice may just go against that heavy hitter too. You never know.
And then somebody has to make a story on how this possibly happened. You know, like how this twig
Hawkeye
broke Batman's neck. You know,
how Hawkeye defeated Black Adam.
Right. So we have a little bit of chance in there. Yeah. You know, and not so much. I mean, a nat 20 is just gonna kill him.
Yeah.
You know, you can't not.
Unless we both get nat 20s, then I feel like we have to go to like sudden death. I do have a D6 here as well. So just in case we need something, you know, if we tie, I say we go with the D6 and you know, somebody's rolling something and
whoever has the higher number.
We'll see what happens. And this is the first time we're doing this. So maybe we'll have to change things up a little bit for next week, but we'll just kind of see how it goes.
Yeah. We're figuring it out. We're making it up and doing this as we go here.
We got a Charizard coin.
That thing's pretty neat.
So do you want to flip it or do you want to call it?
I'll call it. You flip it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it just land on the table.
You're good at magic. No, I'm joking.
I'm gonna.
Right? Yeah.
What coin?
Watch somebody. Whoa! Whoa!
All right, I'm gonna flip it. It's gonna land on the table. You call it in the air. Ready?
Yep. Heads.
Tails.
Is that tails?
Yeah, the head. Oh no, I didn't. I thought it landed that way with the light.
Right?
like
yeah.
Black
I was like, that's not tails.
That is heads. Yeah. So, this is the second week in a row you get to go first, isn't it? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Spider-Man last week.
I did. I started with Spider-Man.
All right. So you're first. Oh,
Joker.
No. Where'd my pencil go?
Oh no. I think it's over there. I think on that table.
Oh, okay. Keep people distracted.
Right. I'm taking Joker. I think he's a little upset that I took Joker.
I knew you were gonna take Joker.
He knew apparently that I was going to take Joker. I knew that I was going to take Joker. Well, that was my plan. So that's my, you know, like, I didn't know what to pick other than that. I mean, I had one idea, but that only spawned from what we talked about last week. So number one on my pick, Joker. I need his witty brains to mess with you.
Witty brain.
Yeah. This is a villain's pick. I don't know if we said exclusive villains pick.
Any
you know?
villain.
Yeah.
DC, Marvel, Black, Image, whatever.
Yeah. So are we, one question that I do have. Actually, you know what? Let's pick your number 2 first.
My number one.
Number 1, yeah. This is on the list number 2 in my head. Like,
so
whoops.
This is where I messed up because I didn't mess up, but I am messed up. Like, who are you gonna pick next? Who do I go with? I see the dice. The dice makes it so it doesn't matter. I'm like, I'm gonna pick a strong one to go against your strong one, but I'm gonna go. I'm going Kingpin.
Okay. That's a good one.
I started watching the old Daredevil show, and that triggered that pick. But
I think you said something about that a couple days ago.
So let's get. I don't want to go too deep into them. We'll go deep into them a little bit later when we get the whole list up there.
Mm-hmm.
So who's your pick number 2?
You're scared.
I feel like
this is as far as I get.
Here's the thing. Like, I feel like I love villains, but when it comes to like putting the team together of villains, it's like, who do I put on the team? All right, this guy's not that strong. This guy, right. Man, what do I do?
Deadshot.
Okay.
Deadshot for my number 2. I had to take him. That came, I was like asking last week. I was like, well, never mind. You know, and then that's my one that rolled in my head from last week.
That goes right into my second pick of Deathstroke.
There it is. I knew it.
And I actually had Deathstroke on my list. Like I always kind of get confused between Deadshot and Deathstroke. I feel like they're a little similar, you know. They're assassins. They shoot. They have swords, like this and that. I just drawn a little bit more to Deathstroke than Deadshot, and apparently you're just drawing a little bit more to Deadshot than Deathstroke.
Yeah.
So it kind of worked out that way. Number 3
for me.
Number 3,
isn't it? It's you. Oh, no. It is me, yeah.
Yeah, Deadshot and Deathstroke were second round picks.
Oh, boy. See, this is where my plan falls through because that was my plan. And I got my 2 picks that I really wanted.
Yeah.
I'm going to go here and go with Scarecrow.
I had Scarecrow on my list.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh! Okay. I was like, that totally just popped in my, I was like, what's a strong one that I hated fighting in Arkham Knights?
I have a little bit of an alternative to Scarecrow if you were to pick him, and I'm going to go Poison Ivy.
Oh.
Poison Ivy, I'm thinking like, all right, Scarecrow kind of scares people with his gas, but Poison Ivy can do like the mind control thing with her poison.
And she can like do the whole control plant matter and stuff like that, and I'm sure at a certain point you don't know what that gas is made of. It probably has some kind of plant or something. She's gonna psych.
yeah. I mean, he created it. Didn't he create it in a basement? But he had to put something in it, you know. And if Poison Ivy controls that, we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what the dice decides, I guess. You know, that's also just like such like, it's intimidated me a little bit. Like, I got a good pick, but this dice could just decide I don't.
Just nerf you, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Pick number 4.
Pick number 4. Ooh. Well, now I feel like I need the match for Poison Ivy, but
who's... So this isn't
just because
this isn't your final guess, but what is your match for Poison Ivy?
Harvey
Harvey Dent.
Harley.
Harvey Quinn.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because there's a joke that like was stuck in my head from the Harleen book. That what's the difference between Harley and Harleen and a Harley?
Yeah.
Or why do they call her Harley?
Okay.
And it was
I don't know what you're talking about, so I want to learn what this is.
it was just a comment made by like when she was in college and like learning by like the other like girls that were ghouls.
The Ghouls and Goblins School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
That were like bullying her, and they were like, do you know why they call her Harley? It's because 50-year-old men ride her.
Oh my God.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
It was,
Don't tell any more of the story. I'll get it after the podcast.
That's
All right. So
it was just that.
Are you
comment.
going Harley Quinn?
Yeah, I'm going Harley Quinn.
Okay. Harley Quinn.
That's a good.
That's not how you spell it, but that's okay.
I feel like that's a good pair up with the Joker as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
like
too.
strong
Yeah,
team.
You have Joker. Yeah, you have a DC team right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's my favorite. That's like where I've always been drawn to DC, especially the villains. The villains have always been like my favorite. That's what I know. Realistically, like off the top of my head, you know.
That's kind of how I've always
There is
kind of
one
felt.
that I am going to pick for Marvel that I just thought of, but
that's how it kind of always been my go-to is like the DC heroes are cool, but like their villains are like iconic. You know, I feel like Batman is iconic and stuff too, is Superman, but like once you start listing like Clayface, Harley Quinn, Joker, Two-Face, like you can just go through them, and Marvel heroes are so much more like you just start thinking about like the Avengers, Hulk, you know, Iron Man.
you think about the heroes way
Thor.
more than you think about the
And then
villains.
you kind of go into the villains and you're like, okay,
they're weak.
who they
'cause they
got,
got beat a million times and
right.
not in a creative way. It just seems like they're just trying to use brute strength and their powers every
Right.
time and just go.
So that being said, talking about Marvel heroes being weak, I'm gonna pick one. I want Mystique.
Ooh, that's a
Mystique.
good one.
You know that she can transform into anybody. Shapeshifter. Oh my God! I could not get through that at all. Shapeshifter. Oh my God! I'm spelling all these so wrong. All right, last pick.
This is my last pick?
Last pick.
Oh, no.
Pick number 5.
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin. Okay.
That was the one Marvel that I had, and I was like, I actually thought about it last night when we said that we're gonna do the podcast today, and I was like, okay, cool. I know I'm gonna go with Green Goblin.
Really? That was like the first one that came to mind?
Well, I was like, I need somebody with gadgets in case somebody else like, and he flies on top of it. I don't think any of my other guys. I mean, Scarecrow can do his thing, but like not really.
Right. I don't know who to pick now. I have 2. Yeah, we've talked about everybody that I wrote down at this point.
Okay.
But
Here it
I
is.
have 2 that I can't decide between, and I kind of want
Flip a coin.
I kind of want you just to pick.
No. Flip a coin. We're gonna go heads for the first one you say, tails for the second one you say.
So, I feel like both of them. I feel like they're not even on like the same plane, but I just think they're both super cool characters. So I don't know who to put on the team. So first is gonna be Null from King in Black, the god of the symbiotes.
Yeah.
This dude can do anything. He beat the Celestials. He beat everybody. Almost destroyed all of everybody. And
he's strong.
yeah, he turned like half of the Marvel superheroes against the rest of the superheroes and all kinds of stuff. And my second one was Doctor Doom.
Ooh.
So, I mean, I honestly don't know a ton about Doctor Doom. I do know here and there, but he's just such a cool character. You know what I mean? And I've always just known who he was, even though I never got on like a deep dive. All right. So heads is Null. Tails is Doctor Doom.
Okay.
Tails.
Tails.
Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom. Okay.
All right. So
Are we okay? So I pick first. You roll first.
well, let's just recap the team right now.
Yeah.
So you have Joker, Deadshot, Scarecrow, Harley Quinn, and Green Goblin.
Yep.
That's a solid team.
That is, I think it's a pretty solid team. And then on your team, you have Kingpin, Deathstroke, Poison Ivy, Mystique, and Doctor Doom.
I think that's a weird team. I don't know. So I think I have a weird team. I feel like you have a really like work together team.
Yeah.
And I have just a bunch of random cool people.
I think each exactly. Like I have something that could actually kind of work together.
Yeah.
You know, versus like just a bunch of really cool OP. I
mean,
villains.
Half your team has like worked together already. You know, because like Harley and Deadshot
and
worked
Joker
together. Well, Harley and Deadshot were like Suicide Squad together in the past. Joker and Harley have worked together in the past, obviously, and then. You know, there's stories where Joker works with Scarecrow too, so like definitely a cohesive team.
Green Goblin's the only odd one out, but he has the flying ability and like the pumpkin grenades and everything that I was like,
I like your team.
I need that. Thank you.
I can't wait for this dice to beat your team.
I know, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, watch, I have this like super stacked team that's like kind of actually like really cool. And now the dice are just going to nerf it. So we'll see.
I was also thinking about going with Gorilla Grodd a little bit.
There we go.
You know, the telekinesis and stuff. But you want to roll? You want to roll?
Oh, I went first. You roll first.
I'll roll first.
Because I picked first.
So this is Kingpin versus Joker.
Okay.
So 3. Well,
3 for Kingpin.
Kingpin.
I mean, I would hope. You know, for the Joker. 20!
Oh my god. Joker gets a nat 20.
I don't know if anybody could see that.
I'll put something on the screen.
I'll just like start snapping photos.
We'll
try to.
No, I'll write it down. I'll put some kind of graphic on the screen.
Okay.
So you won the last round. You want to roll the next round?
We'll just keep it like that, going that way.
Deathstroke. We're rolling for Deathstroke for his Deadshot right now.
Oh boy.
11. Deathstroke with an 11.
This is a challenge of the marksman.
Man. Oh yeah.
This really can go either way.
And it all comes down to a D20.
Yeah. It comes down to which side of 10 that this rolls on realistically.
Yeah, I'm right there at 11, right in the middle. Oh god.
7.
Oh, 7.
7 took him out.
I thought it was a 1 from where it landed to where I am. I thought you got a 1, bro.
Right. So are we doing this like the lower number gets completely taken out?
No, I think it'll just like best of 5. Like you won round 1, I won round 2.
That works.
And then whoever gets the best of 5 wins the battle.
Cool. Or we got 15 minutes. Best 2 or 3.
2 out of 3.
Best 2 out of 3.
We're gonna roll heroes too. We're gonna roll heroes from last week.
So we'll run best 2 out of 3 for both.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. That's a lot.
If we're running 5 for each, we're cutting it.
No,
down.
I was saying like if you win round 1, I win. Like if you win the first 3 rounds.
I see what you're saying. So this is technically the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see how it's running now.
I was like, you want to do this 6 times? We only got 15.
Well, that's what I was like. I was like, you want to do it 5 times?
Oh no, I see. No, so like it's 1 and 1 right now.
Okay.
So Poison Ivy rolling against Scarecrow. This is a good matchup too. 8. I am not getting a lot of luck here.
I don't know. You just took out Deadshot, man.
I'm talking dice. I'm not having a lot of luck on dice.
I know,
right now.
but
never mind. I was gonna make a joke, but I'm not
17.
going to. 17.
Scarecrow coming in clutch.
Yeah.
I think my heavy hitters that I wanted are coming in where I wanted them to.
2 to 1 right now. Mystique versus Harley Quinn. So if you win this round, it's over.
Is it?
Technically, yeah, because you've won.
Well, I
2
thought
rounds.
you were saying the best. We'll do it how you wanted to do it because I misunderstood how we were running it.
No, so like you have 2 right now, and I have 1. So if you win, you have 3.
We'll do.
Yeah. I got another 8 for Mystique.
Dang.
Another 8.
Harley Quinn. Here's Harley.
Harley Quinn.
17.
Another 17.
That's crazy.
You got those 7s coming out.
That dice is loaded.
17. I got 8s. Harley Quinn beats Mystique in the 4th round. It's 3 to 1 right now.
There it is.
Can I win one more at least for?
I want to see. I want to see what happens with Green Goblin and Doctor Doom. That's a 9.
That's a 6. That is a 6.
That's a 6. Let's see if Green Goblin, the only Marvel one on the team, rolls a 1. Well, I don't think he did. No, yeah, would be the only one on the team to roll a 1.
Yeah. Which
is really saying something about Marvel right now. 16.
16. Oh my gosh. So, to recap, Joker takes out Kingpin. Deathstroke gets a win for my team over Deadshot. But then you run the board the rest of the time with Scarecrow, Harley Quinn, and Green Goblin both beating their opponents.
And there it is.
And you take it home 4-1. 4-1, y'all. I have like a little WWE belt. we should like whoever wins the week gets the belt for the week.
Right, yeah.
All right.
Puts it on this side of the set,
right.
And then whoever
just
wins
wears it around their neck though.
That'd be funny.
Oh my gosh. You want to roll heroes?
Yeah, let's roll heroes. Let's get it from last week.
All right, we're rolling heroes. So, do you want to flip a coin to see who goes first, or do you want me to go?
I went first that week too, so yeah.
So I'm just gonna.
That's the rules.
I'm gonna. We're gonna have to write down the rules and put them up. By the time we get through this,
we'll eventually have a set of rules. I feel.
By the time we get through this, we're gonna have three whole screens full of rules and.
Right.
All right, Deadpool versus Spider-Man right out the gate. We gotta. I'm gonna just recap teams real quick, unless So. Last week, Javier picked Spider-Man, Wolverine, Green Lantern, Moon Knight, and Black Adam, going up against my team of Deadpool, Red Hood, Batman, Ant-Man, and Dr. Manhattan.
I was mad about Batman.
There's a lot of mans and reds on my team.
Yeah.
Batman, Ant-Man, Dr. Manhattan. All right. So you picked first last week. I'm going to roll first for Deadpool, number 1 out the gate. If Deadpool loses right now, I'm quitting everything. Oh, that was bad. That was a bad roll.
Okay,
hit the book.
Yeah,
hit the book.
We'll get it.
I can't let Deadpool go down with a 3.
We'll cut that out.
A 2. Oh my god.
You want to take the 3?
No.
You can take the 3.
All right. I'll add them together and take a 5.
That looks like a 13 because of the L.
I'm adding them together to get a 5.
Right.
Roll a 1. 18. Spider-Man takes out Deadpool.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm hitting the 16, 17, 18 all the time. I'm like, what the heck?
Maybe we should roll these next week when my bad luck of dice goes away.
Right.
16. I get 1 for Red Hood. 16.
Same spot that you won last time. That number 2 spot.
Yeah, that number 2 slot might be my only redeeming draw.
We're gonna get
all right, Wolverine versus Red Hood.
That was my counter for Deadpool.
Well,
I remember that.
Wolverine is going to roll better than a 3.
A 4. He did roll better than a 3, like you literally said right there.
That's so funny. All right. We got Batman versus Green Lantern in the 3rd round. Batman gets a 12.
As he should. Here we go.
12.
And now how does he defeat Green Lantern?
With a 7.
7 batarangs.
7.
I'm just done.
Yeah. That would be. We'll see. We'll see how much time I have. Maybe we'll get some cool stuff happening in this episode. But Ant-Man versus Moon Knight. This is a weird battle. Could you just imagine seeing this in person?
Just throwing the moons at him. 14.
Ant-Man gets a 14. All right, what's Moon Knight getting? We both love Moon Knight, man. We can't do him
I feel
dirty.
like when you roll good, I roll bad.
Well,
2. See?
2. All right.
What happened? Your luck is changing.
Can you get 2? I ended up pulling 3 rounds in a row after that.
Wow.
So can Black Adam get you 2 rounds so you don't get destroyed like I did in the villain draft?
We'll see.
All right. So we got Dr. Manhattan with a 2. Oh my god.
I hope I roll 1.
Black Adam coming in strong with a 7.
Oh, I thought it was 17. It's right next to it.
I got a 2.
Well, I know, but it was like this, and I was like,
yeah.
oh, cool. But
all right. So you want to recap what happened in this battle?
Recap it. So on my team, I had Spidey, Wolverine, Green Lantern, and Moon Knight, and Black Adam.
Yes.
I don't know why I put the "and" in front of. But on your team, we had Deadpool, Red Hood, Batman, Ant-Man, and Dr. Manhattan.
Oh yeah.
Spidey went up against Deadpool. Deadpool rolled a 3. Spidey rolled an 18.
Oh god.
Spidey took out Deadpool somehow.
Deadpool was regenerating.
Yeah, this whole time.
He
He's
was
just out.
He was down for a minute, Spidey.
We'll take him out for the week. Takes him a
Spidey
week.
capitalized.
Yeah, he just really got him. And then we had up next Red Hood rolling a 16 versus Wolverine on my team.
Wolverine
Wolverine.
rolled very badly.
You're right. At 4.
Yes.
Rolled a 4 on that one.
4. Red Hood went taking the win.
Both of our regen guys just got taken out.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, they're busy. They're busy.
Yeah.
They had to grow back their arms and their legs and
Yeah. It takes some time. I could imagine. And then in spot number 3, on your team you had Batman, which rolled a 12, and then I had Green Lantern, which rolled a 7.
Batman wins.
Yep.
Batman wins.
As he should.
Yeah.
As he should. I remember being upset about you taking Batman because Batman's my favorite, and I just didn't take it because I was like, I'll take my first favorite, and then I had to counter, and then I just didn't have the time to take Batman, and snuck it in there.
Look how that counter worked out for you.
Yeah. Right? Yeah,
You.
real well with my counter of Moon Knight rolling a 2
Yeah.
to your Ant-Man rolling a 14. So
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man just came in and just stomped him, dude.
I just feel like Ant-Man was like shrinking and getting big.
Right.
He's like, Moon Knight's like,
I don't know what to do. You can see that. That'd be a funny battle.
and then Ant-Man gets underneath Moon Knight and gets huge and just launches
Him into space. And then we had Dr. Manhattan on your team rolling 2
Oh my god.
versus Black Adam rolling a 7, which I thought was 17, but
Yeah.
7, he
7
still
took it
killed
home.
him.
7 took it home.
7 took it home.
That was fun.
So,
That was
I like
fun.
those. So wait, who won this one?
I won this one.
You did win this one?
These 3.
Okay, so we're tied.
3-2.
You can keep your belt.
3-2, and then I only won 1 in the villain draft, and you won 4. I don't know if I was close enough to the mic there, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. I liked it.
I'm digging this draft. We're gonna get more, more ideas as far as with the dice and maybe trying to figure out a strategy. And
what we could do next week is like, if we should do like a D20 like we did this week, but if the loser loses by less than 6, he rolls a D6 and he could potentially
be the winner.
He could take over.
That'd be cool. That's a cool idea.
Just could steal it.
Like one final hero blast, like that classic ending, right? You know, like just like the ending of Black Adam when he's like about to die and drown in that ocean,
right?
And then Shazam.
Yeah.
Game over.
Be like, all right, Poison Ivy's going against Scarecrow. Scarecrow is beating her by 5. Poison Ivy rolls a 6, and just commentating the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We'll figure it out.
This is getting more fun every week for me. Next week, I think we should not have a draft, but roll my heroes versus your villains versus my heroes, and see how that goes.
I think so as well.
That sounds fun. We're also going to have, maybe we won't next week, we have Wakanda Forever coming up. So next week we're going to go see Wakanda Forever. We got to talk about that too.
Yeah. We're going to go see that. We're going to talk about that 100%.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This is cool. Black Panther 2.
Yes.
I'm excited to see how this plays out with the unfortunate series of events.
Right. Yeah. Namor.
Yeah.
Whatever. However I pronounced it in the King in Black breakdown. He's in this, so excited to see him come to life. Hope we get some more Killmonger, and I'm pumped for this one. I loved the first Black Panther, and I'm excited for this Black Panther. So
yeah, me too.
Next week, definitely getting into that. Definitely going to see that.
We saw a little bit of Black Panther this week. If you guys want to check the pull list,
oh yeah,
that was a little bit of a spec book of the week this week. With Wakanda Forever.
So other than that, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon for bonus content and material. We got the new merch on Bonfire. That link is in the description as well. Dubby Energy, code Collective Comics at checkout gets you 10% off your energy. And I think we're just got a list now at this point. So
Right. I think that's been the Lights Comics Action podcast.
Yeah, the support. There's other ways to support us. And if you can't pick up a shirt or, grab some Dubby, we really appreciate you being here, just checking out the podcast and the videos that we're putting out. And until next time, that has been Collective Comics. This has been Collective Comics. We are Collective Comics.
We are Collective Comics and the Lights Comics Action podcast. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.